All right, I am actually very excited about this video. We made this video last year, and it was probably one of my favorite videos I made last year. We talked about a lot of the stuff I used throughout the year, and this was a video that I had always planned to make this year. I wanted to make it earlier in the year, but I kept thinking about the video, and I kept thinking, man, a lot of this stuff's gonna be the same. But today I actually went through and looked at a lot of the stuff. I actually watched the old video, which I'm gonna link in the description of this video and at the end, because a lot of this has changed. Mostly everything that I'm using has actually changed, which is crazy because for some reason I thought it was all gonna be exactly the same. So going into this, I want you guys to know first and foremost, this is going to be a very link-heavy description. Everything down there is Amazon affiliate links, most of it. Some of them will be Skull & Co. All of them are affiliate links. If you use them, they do help me. They help this channel. So I appreciate that. There's gonna be links down there to a lot of stuff. But since things have changed so much in my backpack from last year, I decided I'm gonna actually give you guys some other options of certain things in the bag, because some of them may not be for everybody. So I wanna make sure I give a few options. I'm gonna try to keep this video as quick as possible. We're not gonna go into like the 20 minutes. I hope not anyway. I hope this video is not 20 minutes. It better not be 20 minutes. Gee, don't let this video be 20 minutes. But another way that this video is a little bit different is I feel like I've streamlined everything in this backpack. There was a lot of stuff in last year's that, like I said, has changed, but has become a lot less. There's less clutter, there's way less things. That's why I feel like I can include a little bit extra. So we're gonna get started, but before we do, just like last year's video, I have to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, and that is TomTalk. TomTalk is a sponsor that we've had on this channel several times. They make some of the best cases for the Nintendo Switch, for the Nintendo Switch Lite, for your iPad. They make backpacks. They have a whole line of brand new Switch bags that are really nice. I actually have them right here. So right here are a few of those bags. You can check them out on the website. This stuff is really nice. They have YKK zippers. This stuff is built to last. There's going to be a link down in the description. There's probably going to be a discount code. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it will be probably right here. I'll make sure you guys have that, but there will be a discount code. You guys definitely need to check out TomTalk. There's a ton of stuff in my bag from TomTalk. The bag itself, again, same one as last year. TomTalk. But again, link will be down in the description. Thank you, TomTalk, for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. All right, so same as last year, I got the same backpack. Like I said, last year's video will be linked, so I'm not gonna go over the backpack too much. I just like the way it looks. This won't be linked. They don't make this backpack anymore. I really love the look of this backpack. It's kind of like a digital camo, but it's all different types of thread. I don't know exactly how they do this, but it's got a ton of pockets on the inside, so it's perfect for using it for a Switch backpack. It really works out well. I can put some of my other things in there, which actually I don't carry a lot of anymore. That's gonna be a big difference this year too. I had a lot of photography stuff in my backpack last year. I've kind of stopped carrying that stuff around with me. Most of it stays here unless I absolutely need it, but let's jump in. We'll jump into the front pockets here. No, we'll go to the top one. I think we did this one first last year too. Okay, so this is something that has changed but actually stayed the same. The Zelda amiibo cards. They gotta go with you everywhere. Amiibo drops in Breath of the Wild. It's just something, at this point, I do it every time I play. We used to have the tiny ones. My boy, Mega Boyd, actually sent us these ones. These ones are way better. I'm gonna have these ones linked. The tiny ones, they had weird pictures. These ones actually have the picture of whatever the amiibo is, and on the back, it actually shows you everything that you can possibly get from a drop. And the full sets are on Amazon, like I said, link below, but these are actually very affordable. And well worth it. It's a lot cheaper than trying to get all the amiibo, especially if you just want the stuff. You don't care about the statues, which I would like the statues. I don't want to pay for them. These are good for that. These are definitely good for that. Let's go ahead and set those down. Next thing we have in here. Ooh, this is another really big change that I made. So I used to have over-the-ear skull candy crushers, which were fine. They were a little big to carry around in the backpack. They were Bluetooth. They were nice. I like the way they sounded, but I've completely went the opposite direction with that. I now have Apple AirPods, and I know I know they're not the best to use with the Switch. They do have a little bit of weird latency or whatever, but we don't have to carry around a dongle anymore for the Switch. They opened up the Bluetooth, so we don't need an adapter anymore. It's crazy. That's how long ago the last video was. We didn't have Bluetooth natively on the Switch. We have that now, so obviously there's not going to be an adapter in this video, so this is what I've changed to, because it's way easier to carry. They charge really fast. They're small, and that's kind of what I'm going for this year. I'm trying to streamline things. I don't want to carry a ton of stuff around. So that's where we went with the headphones. We went from something very big, and actually I had a second pair last year too. So we slimmed everything down, one pair. All right, now this I also changed. This is something new. Basically the same as the thing we had last year, just a different brand. This is actually part of a bigger kit. So this comes with the Plenbo kit. You can actually get this on their website. I don't believe this is on Amazon yet. This was a Kickstarter. We did a video on it. I'll link the video somewhere down there, right here at the end. You'll be able to find it somewhere. It comes with a big kit, but this is a dock. This is gonna let you plug in a HDMI cable to a TV, USB-C to USB-C to your Switch. It has a USB-A port right here in case you wanna charge a controller or something like that. But this is definitely the way to go when it comes to portable docks. I have not had any problems with this dock or the one I used in last year's video. So, I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like to do the third-party dock stuff, and that's totally fair. This one hasn't given me a problem. The one from last year hasn't given me a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to use it. I do have something else from that same kit in this pocket, and this is actually a little adapter. All you do is plug this into the USB port on the side of your dock. You can do the same thing right here with this dock. You can plug it in to the USB port, and this is actually gonna allow you to use whatever kind of controller you want. Let's say you don't have a Switch controller. Maybe you don't have something that will work with the Switch. This is gonna let you use a PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller, whatever, it's gonna work. So that's a nice little thing to have in your bag. I don't use it that much. I really never use it, but it is nice to have just in case. It's super small, it takes up no room. I leave it in the backpack. All right, main compartment. Here we're getting into the good stuff. Now I'm gonna start with my Switch. After that, we will work our way from the back to the front, but we gotta get the Switch out of the way. So right now, in the backpack, I'm carrying it in this TomTok case. This is actually one of TomTok's new Switch cases. It's basically just to carry your Switch. But being in a backpack, it's already protected. It doesn't really need a hard case, which I am gonna show you some other options. I have some other hard case options here. I do want you to see. This is a nice option though. It does have this little thing in it. That's a place for all your game cartridges, which I don't need because you guys know I'm all digital. I don't have any game cartridges. That's another thing we lost. Game cartridge holder, don't need that. But if you go with any of these new cases from TomTok, they have these in them. They all have this in them. Some of them have two. So I'm actually using another case in here, which you'll see in a bit, that had two in it. I actually took them out and I'm using the case for some other things, which I really actually love that it fits these things, but we'll get there. So yeah, this TomTok case is very good. If you're putting in a backpack, it's fine. You guys know my other cases of choice, the TomTok Slim case. I absolutely love this. YKK zippers just like this. It's a little bit harder though, so it's gonna have a little bit more protection. You're not gonna have to worry about anything bumping it or messing up the sticks or anything like that. You're gonna get a little more protection for something like this. And if you don't wanna go that route, if you want something a little bit bigger and you're using a Skull & Co case, which I am, this fits in here. We'll get to that in a second. You can get the Skull & Co everyday carry. I do like this one a lot. This is one of my favorites. This will be linked below. This is one of my favorites. It does give you a little extra room, especially when you have one of their cases on there with these smaller grips, which is actually what I have here. And this is something I totally forgot from last year too. We didn't even have the OLED last year. Obviously now, I'm using the OLED. That's all I use at this point is the OLED Switch. I love it. The screen is beautiful. Once you go OLED, it's really hard to go back to a Switch Lite or a regular Switch. It's really difficult. As you can see, I'm rocking the custom Joy-Cons I got in the Drip Media Gaming custom Switch. I'll link that below so you can check out that video if you haven't seen it. But this is the thing that came out after we made our video last year that I have put on my Switch and literally never taken off. It's the Neo Grip by Skull & Co. I absolutely love this thing. I have it in every single color. Black, white, the Animal Crossing version, this purple GameCube version. I have the Splatoon version. I have basically all of them. I really, really love these things, even with the small grips. I use the bigger grips every once in a while, but the small ones are really, it's plenty enough to hold on to, and it gives the Joy-Cons just a little bit extra that they really need to keep them comfortable when you're playing for long periods of time. So as far as a grip for the Switch, that's the one I go to. Skull & Co makes a lot of stuff, obviously satisfies stuff, very good. There are other options, bigger Joy-Cons, you know, there's the new split pad compact. I haven't got to try that out yet. I'm gonna probably try to get my hands on one to do a video soon. That's another option if you want to go that way. I like the Neo Grip though. That's where I go, that's where I stay. Until something comes along to beat it for me, that's it. All right, now this is another thing that I had a little bit of, I didn't know which one I wanted to put in here. I have a mini projector. This thing it's very small. Did a video on that. Again, links below to all that. I was gonna put that in here, but I decided against it. I actually went with something a little different, and we did a video on this thing earlier in the year, kind of like a ultimate tabletop setup. Links below. But I went with this monitor. This is not a cheap monitor, I'm just gonna tell you right now. This was sent over by the company, and I cannot pronounce the name. It's actually Inokin, I think maybe that's what it is. But this is actually an OLED monitor. I'm gonna put up a few clips of the video that I did earlier this year on this thing. This is an OLED monitor, portable. It's got its own little stand. I mean, this is a one-stop shop, especially if you already have an OLED Switch. You want something a little bigger to play anywhere with your friends that's not on the actual Switch screen. You're not losing anything here. This is a 1080p OLED screen. It looks amazing. And paired with that little dock, again, you're not taking up much room in this backpack at all. I mean, this thing is like the size of it's the size of an iPad. It's a little bit bigger than an iPad this way, but I mean, it's thin, it's light, it takes up barely any room. That is something else I do have in here. My iPad Pro, I do love this thing. It's still in the same TomTalk case as last year. It stands up. If you wanted more information on this thing, we don't need to go into it. It's in last year's video. It's good. Really like it. Again, TomTalk. Link below. Now, I have something in here from last year that I did keep around. I don't use this that much because I actually have something a little bit better. I'm not gonna have a link to that though because I don't, maybe. I'm gonna try to find it. It's a weird situation how I came across this thing and I don't know exactly where it came from. I'll try to find a link. But the one I had last year is this bionic thing. I can't remember what it's called, but this is actually a Joy-Con grip and a battery. It charges the Joy-Cons, it charges your Switch. You can hook it up right here. USB-C to USB-C straight to your Switch. It will charge the Switch, it'll charge the Joy-Cons. It doesn't have that much power though. So I do keep this around for emergency situations, but this is the thing I've moved to, and this is basically unlimited power. As you can see here on this side, this is a solar panel. Obviously, it's gonna charge with the sun, so you've got that. This side here, I can actually set my phone on this side and wirelessly charge my phone, and over here, as you can see, this thing's got ports for days. We've got a USB-C port, a USB micro, 4 USB-As. You can plug so many things into this and just let the sun keep charging it. You literally don't run out of power with this thing. Unless you are trying to charge the Switch, that drains it a little bit more. But this is awesome. Having something like this when you're out that you can just set in the sun, you don't have to worry about charging it. It's basically unlimited. This is clutch. I'm gonna try to find a link to this thing, but I came across, like I said, it's a weird situation how I have this. It didn't work when I first got it here. Well, I thought it didn't work. It worked. I just didn't know how to work it. I'm gonna try to find a link. I'll try my best to help you guys out with that. All right, I want to go to the controller. Now, you guys probably remember if you watched last year's video, my go-to controller for my backpack was the PowerA Nano. I still love the PowerA Nano. This is an absolutely fantastic controller. This is a great controller. I like this controller better than I like the regular PowerA controllers. It's that good. But I have moved on. I got a controller in, and this controller kind of changed things because not only is it an amazing controller, it actually comes with its own case. I'm talking about the Gully Kit King Kong 2 Pro. I don't know how, I don't know. It's King Kong 2 Pro, King Kong Pro 2, doesn't matter. This controller is fantastic. I have a full video on this controller. It is not a cheap controller, but the buttons, probably the best buttons you can get on a Switch controller. The sticks will not drift. They have something inside called Hall sensors. They use magnets instead of friction, so they will not drift. Same with these. These are Hall sensors. Everything about this controller is top of the line. Not cheap. It does come with a case. So that is kind of that's kind of a reason I carry it around with me, and the fact that it's one of the best Switch controllers you can get. I still love my Pro controller though, and I wanted to give you guys a few options in case you don't want to spend the money on this. If you, let's say you have a Pro controller and you want to carry it with you, but you like the idea of a case. Well, that's where our sponsor TomTalk comes back in. They make a case for the Pro controller, and it is very, very nice. We have a video on that as well. I mean, how many times am I gonna say links below in this video? It's gonna be a lot. Maybe we could put up a counter. I don't know. Anyway, this thing fits the Pro controller perfectly. It's gonna hug those sticks, make sure nothing happens to it. It's nice, tough plastic. Latch right there. You don't have anything to worry about if you have your Pro controller in this thing. It's very nice. If I didn't have the Gully Kit controller, this is probably the way I would go. Since we've streamlined everything and have a little bit more room in the backpack, we don't have to go as small with the Nano. Even though I do like the Nano, it's just I just kind of want that controller in my backpack now. Staying on controllers, I do carry something else with me now because one reason. There's one reason I carry this around. This is called the Joy Grip, and this is also from Skull & Co. This is a very nice thing. It's got a pass-through charger right here. It does not charge the Joy-Cons, but you can pass through here and charge the Joy-Cons with a USB-C cable, so that is nice. But it also takes the Skull & Co. grip, so you can change them out with the ones that I have on the case for my Switch. So if I want the bigger ones, I can take them off of here, put them on my case. They're still with me. They're not in the way. The Switch is still in its own case, protected. But the one reason, as I was saying, that I bring this with me is because Switch Sports. You need to have 4 Joy-Cons with you at all times because you never know when you're gonna have to challenge 3 people to a round of bowling. I mean, that could break out at any moment, any place. You gotta be ready for that. So having 4 Joy-Cons to me at this point, if that's a game that you play a lot, it's kind of necessary. If you have the Joy-Cons, you need to bring them with you. This is a good way to do it. You also have the Joy-Cons in there on the Switch, and you have this. So there's 3 controllers you have right there. And now we're actually gonna get to the 4th controller that we have. And yeah, surprise, it's in another TomTalk bag. This right here, I love this bag. This, what I'm using it for, it's not for. It's made to hold your game cartridges. It comes with 2 of these bad boys. These come inside of it. They're removable. Obviously, you can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 40 games in this little game cartridge holder. That's not what I'm using it for. As you saw, I have a lot of electronic things with me. So I actually use this to hold all of the cables for all of those things. So that's really nice. It's got a middle compartment for that. And as you can see here, it's got 2 side compartments, and we'll pull the first thing out here. Another controller, the 8-bit Do Lite. This thing is just so cool. It's so small. It is the ultimate travel controller. Nothing beats this when it comes to flat, tiny controllers for the Switch. There's nothing better than this. It's got 2 D-pads in the place of the sticks, so, I mean, you have nothing sticking up off of it. It fits right down in here. And the other thing I have in here, which I talked about this last year, this would probably replace the Mario Game & Watch. It did. The Legend of Zelda Game & Watch. This thing's awesome. These little Game & Watch things, you know, I think they're about $45 on Amazon right now. I'll have the link down to this one and the Mario one if you want to check that out. I just love having these old games on something like this. I honestly don't play it that much, but I keep it in my bag just in case I want to. It's got Zelda. Unfortunately, it's got Zelda 2 on there. It's got the original Link's Awakening. Maybe it's Link's Awakening DX, I can't remember, but it's got Link's Awakening on there. It's got Vermin, which is a Game & Watch game. This thing's super cool. It's awesome to have in your bag, something to waste time with when you're sitting around. Maybe your Switch is dead, you're waiting for it to charge, or maybe you just don't have anything you want to play on the Switch. You can get that thing out of there. But believe it or not, guys, that is it. That is all I'm carrying in my backpack this year. And I'm so happy that it's completely different than last year. I put off making this video because I thought it was going to be almost the same exact thing. Turns out the only thing that's really the same is the backpack itself. So guys, obviously, as I said 100 times in this video, there are going to be links to every single thing you've seen in this video down below. They're affiliate links. They help me, they help this channel. There are gonna be some other links down there too. You're gonna see a link over there to our podcast channel. Make sure you go down there, hit that link, subscribe to that. If you like what I'm wearing here, you can check that out. You can hit the merch link, and there's all kinds of other merch. You can get t-shirts and stickers with my dog's face on it. I mean, who doesn't want that? Everybody wants that. Chauncey is awesome. Chauncey rocks. He's the best boy. But guys, that's gonna do it for this one. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. Seriously, make sure you are. Some people think they are and they're not. We'll see you in the next one.